Movie fans, this is your ultimate challenge. 100 questions, 10 rounds, 100 years of cinema. Some will be easy, some will test your memory, and a few might completely stump you. Keep track of your score and see if you can reach 90 points to become a cinema legend. Ready? Grab the popcorn and let's roll. Round 1.
Who portrayed Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz? Judy Garland played Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. Which giant ape made its first film appearance in 1933? King Kong first appeared on film in 1933. Which Disney princess is known for living with 7 dwarfs? Snow White lived with 7 dwarfs. Which comedian is the creator of the Tramp character? Charlie Chaplin created the Tramp character. What is the name of the road Dorothy follows to the Emerald City? She follows the yellow brick road to the Emerald City. Which 1942 movie is set around Rick's Café Amérique? Casablanca features Rick's Café Américain. Which actress portrayed Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind? Vivien Leigh played Scarlett O'Hara. Which actress was the star of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes? Marilyn Monroe starred in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. In which musical does Gene Kelly famously dance in the rain? Singin' in the Rain features Gene Kelly dancing in the rain. Which film was Disney's first feature-length animated movie? Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs was Disney's first feature-length animated film.
The classics are in the can. Now, can you handle the movie legends? Let's roll into round 2.
Who starred as James Bond in the film Goldfinger? Sean Connery played James Bond in Goldfinger. Which Hitchcock movie is set around the Bates Motel and its owner, Norman Bates? That film is Psycho. Which classic musical chronicles the Von Trapp family's escape from Austria? The Sound of Music follows the Von Trapp family. In 2001: A Space Odyssey, what is the name of the ship's computer? The computer is called HAL 9000. Which 1975 movie made moviegoers afraid to go into open water? That film was Jaws. Who both wrote and starred as the boxer Rocky Balboa? Sylvester Stallone wrote and played Rocky Balboa. Which 1972 film first introduced Don Vito Corleone to audiences? The film was The Godfather. What make and model is Herbie, the car from The Love Bug? Herbie is a Volkswagen Beetle. Who portrayed Willy Wonka in the 1971 movie adaptation? Gene Wilder played Willy Wonka in 1971. Which 1977 movie first brought Luke Skywalker to theaters? That film was Star Wars from 1977.
2 rounds down. Now crank up the 80s. Round 3 starts now.
In Back to the Future, how fast does the DeLorean need to go to time travel? 88 miles per hour is the speed required for the DeLorean to travel through time. Who plays Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark? Harrison Ford plays Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. What is the friendly alien's name in Spielberg's 1982 film? The friendly alien is called E.T. Which film features the famous training line, wax on, wax off? The Karate Kid is the film featuring wax on, wax off. In the 1984 comedy, what are the ghost-catching heroes called? They call themselves the Ghostbusters. Which film from 1986 features the fighter pilot known as Maverick? The 1986 film is Top Gun. What's the name of the skyscraper in Die Hard where most action occurs? The skyscraper is called Nakatomi Plaza. Who played Batman in the 1989 Tim Burton movie? Michael Keaton played Batman in the 1989 film. What kind of creature is Gizmo in Gremlins? Gizmo is a mogwai. Which 1985 movie follows kids hunting for One-Eyed Willie's treasure? The film is The Goonies.
3 rounds down. Now it's time for the iconic 90s. Let's go!
Who played Forrest Gump in the film? Tom Hanks took on the role of Forrest Gump. Where is Jurassic Park set? It takes place on Isla Nublar. Which Disney movie from 1994 features Simba? That would be The Lion King. Who was the director of Titanic? Titanic was directed by James Cameron. Who voiced the genie in Aladdin? The genie was voiced by Robin Williams. In The Matrix, what color pill does Neo take? Neo takes the red pill. Which crime thriller features detectives Somerset and Mills? That thriller is Seven. What is the cowboy character called in Toy Story? The cowboy is Woody. Which Christmas movie features Kevin McAllister? That holiday film is Home Alone. Who played Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs? Hannibal Lecter was played by Anthony Hopkins.
Enjoying the quiz? Hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's jump into the 2000s.
Which actor portrayed Maximus in the film Gladiator? Russell Crowe played Maximus in Gladiator. Name Shrek's famously talkative companion from the animated film. Shrek's talkative companion is Donkey. Who starred as Wolverine in the original X-Men movie series? Hugh Jackman played Wolverine in the original X-Men films. Which trilogy chronicles Frodo's quest to destroy the One Ring? The trilogy is The Lord of the Rings. What is the name of Captain Jack Sparrow's ship in the films? Captain Jack Sparrow's ship is the Black Pearl. Which actor starred as Jason Bourne in the 2002 movie The Bourne Identity? Matt Damon played Jason Bourne in The Bourne Identity. Which Pixar animated movie features a rat called Remy who loves to cook? The Pixar film is Ratatouille. Who was the director of the film The Dark Knight? Christopher Nolan directed The Dark Knight. Name the 2009 blockbuster that takes place mainly on the moon called Pandora. The 2009 film set on Pandora is Avatar. What school does Harry Potter attend in the book and film series? Harry Potter attends Hogwarts.
Welcome to the 2010s. The decade's superhero movies conquered the box office. Ready for round 6?
Who plays Katniss Everdeen in The Hunger Games? Jennifer Lawrence plays Katniss Everdeen. What's the name of the snowman character in Frozen? Olaf is the snowman in Frozen. Which Marvel hero rules Wakanda? Black Panther is the king of Wakanda. Who played Freddie Mercury in the film Bohemian Rhapsody? Rami Malek portrayed Freddie Mercury. Which 2010 movie is about entering people's dreams? The film is Inception. What's the clown's name in It? Pennywise is the clown in It. Who plays John Wick in the action films? Keanu Reeves plays John Wick. In which movie do Max Rokitansky and Imperator Furiosa appear? Mad Max. Fury Road features Max and Furiosa. Which 2014 Marvel movie introduced Star-Lord's team? Guardians of the Galaxy introduced Star-Lord's team. Which South Korean movie won Best Picture at the Oscars in 2020? Parasite won the 2020 Best Picture Oscar.
Into the 2020s, the decade's streaming changed movie nights forever. Let's hit round 7.
Who plays the title character in Barbie? Margot Robbie plays the title character in Barbie. Who directed the film Oppenheimer? Christopher Nolan directed Oppenheimer. Which actor portrays Paul Atreides in Dune? Timothée Chalamet plays Paul Atreides in Dune. Which movie includes the song We Don't Talk About Bruno? The song appears in Encanto. Who reprises the role of Maverick in Top Gun Maverick? Tom Cruise plays Maverick in Top Gun Maverick. Who portrays Elvis Presley in the 2022 film Elvis? Austin Butler portrays Elvis Presley in the 2022 film. What is the subtitle of the second Avatar film? The subtitle is The Way of Water. Which video game character did Chris Pratt voice in a 2023 animated film? Chris Pratt voiced Mario in the 2023 animated film. Who plays Glinda in Wicked? Ariana Grande plays Glinda in Wicked. Which emotion does Maya Hawke voice in Inside Out 2? Maya Hawke voices anxiety in Inside Out 2.
Round 8. Fun fact, some movie villains became just as famous as the heroes. Think you know them?
Who was Darth Vader before he became Darth Vader? Darth Vader was originally Anakin Skywalker. Which clown-like villain frequently opposes Batman? Batman's clown-like nemesis is the Joker. Who is the FBI trainee featured in The Silence of the Lambs? The FBI trainee's name is Clarice Starling. Which slasher villain is known for his hockey mask? That horror villain is Jason Voorhees. What given first name does Indiana Jones actually have? Indiana Jones's real first name is Henry. Which antagonist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe hunts the Infinity Stones? The villain seeking the Infinity Stones is Thanos. In The Matrix, what is Neo's birth name? Neo's real name is Thomas Anderson. Which character in Toy Story thinks he's an actual space ranger? That character is Buzz Lightyear. Which doll is the killer in the movie Child's Play? The killer doll's name is Chucky. Which adventurous archaeologist is known for a bullwhip and a fear of snakes? That fictional archaeologist is Indiana Jones.
Round 9. From legendary stars to iconic filmmakers, how well do you know the people behind the movies?
Which filmmaker directed both Jaws and E.T.? That was Steven Spielberg, who directed Jaws and E.T. Who directed the films Avatar and Titanic? James Cameron directed both Avatar and Titanic. Who directed Pulp Fiction, famous for its non-linear narrative? Quentin Tarantino directed Pulp Fiction. Which director created Edward Scissorhands and Beetlejuice? Tim Burton directed Edward Scissorhands and Beetlejuice. Who directed both Goodfellas and The Wolf of Wall Street? That was Martin Scorsese. Who portrayed Maximus in the film Gladiator? Russell Crowe played Maximus in Gladiator. Which performer played Jack Dawson and later Jordan Belfort? Leonardo DiCaprio played both Jack Dawson and Jordan Belfort. Who is the actor behind Tony Stark in the MCU? Robert Downey Jr. plays Tony Stark in the MCU. Who played Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter series? Emma Watson portrayed Hermione Granger. Which actress took on the roles of Harley Quinn and Barbie? Margot Robbie played both Harley Quinn and Barbie.
You've made it to the final boss. 10 tougher questions stand between you and cinema legend status. Let's finish this.
Who was originally cast as Marty McFly before Michael J. Fox stepped in? Eric Stoltz was originally cast as Marty McFly. What's the name of the spaceship featured in Alien? The spaceship in Alien is called the Nostromo. Which 1996 movie introduced the masked killer Ghostface? The 1996 film Scream introduced Ghostface. In The Big Lebowski, what is the dude's actual name? The dude's real name is Jeffrey Lebowski. Who played Anton Chigurh in No Country for Old Men? Javier Bardem portrayed Anton Chigurh. Name the hotel where The Shining takes place. The hotel in The Shining is the Overlook Hotel. Who directed the dark fantasy Pan's Labyrinth? Pan's Labyrinth was directed by Guillermo del Toro. In Blade Runner, which beings are hunted by Deckard? Deckard hunts replicants. Which 1954 Japanese film inspired The Magnificent Seven? The Magnificent Seven was inspired by Seven Samurai. Which sequel was the first to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards? The Godfather Part 2 was the first sequel to win Best Picture.
And that's a wrap. What was your score out of 100? Drop it in the comments, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next quiz.